Welcome to another second episode of Suit Yourself. Hi, Jordan.
Hi, Michał.
Yeah, so I think that we forgot to introduce ourselves last time. So my name is Michał. It's just Polish for Michael. And your is Jordan.
Yes, exactly. Well pronounced.
Yeah.
That's Jordan. And it's French. So
I was practicing with my girlfriend.
I can tell.
She speaks French. So yes, we were walking down the street and I was always like, oh, it's like Polish L at the end. Oh, that is because she's learning Polish as well on Duolingo.
Okay. Yeah. I'm always a pain with the pronunciation of my name, but not only with English speaker or Swedish speaker, but even with French speaker.
Why so?
Everyone tends to call me Jordan. It's almost feminine way. When it's Jordan, there's no E in the end, so it stops before Jordan.
Okay, but is it a female name, Jordan?
No, but if
the
you pronounce
one
it
with
N.
N.
No, not with the N, but with the E, it's the female pronunciation. And people in France, even for the French male way, they tend to say Jordan because it's the American way, Jordan, but they say Jordan.
But wait a minute, it's not E.
No,
it's N.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Your name is Jordan?
Yeah.
And the other one?
Jordan with the E in the end.
E?
Yeah.
I hear N.
Yeah, because the French way we don't pronounce the end. End of the words, we don't pronounce it.
Yeah,
you need to add the letter at the end to pronounce it. Yeah, it's a strange language.
Yeah, I'm learning French, so I know that few words sound the same.
Yeah. So many words sounds the same. It's good luck with this because it's a struggle, but it's a beautiful language. I mean, easy for me to say because it's my language, but yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, so this podcast is about menswear, but also everything around menswear. So style, gadgets, like technical stuff maybe, but mostly we focus on clothes. Menswear clothes, classical menswear, jackets, suits, yeah, all those rules.
That's what it's like.
And how to break the rules as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the plan for today is that right now we want to talk about what happened in our life because we want you guys to know us better. So do you want to start? Start with negatives and then we go to positives. What happened?
Yeah, just to reintroduce this part because we think it's a nice way just to talk about what positive happened in our life and what negative happens in our life to balance out things because there's always both of them. And in this case, I think it really two things almost changed my life in positive and negative, and I think this is always connected. In the positive side, I got a new job. So
congratulations!
Thank you. I'm very happy with this. It's really a new journey starting, and I'm very happy about this. Very positive about it. It's very nice. And on the negative side, I think the stress linked to this in the past weeks really took a toll on my more personal life and also my relationship. And I think this put a bit my relationship in danger, actually. It's interesting to realize when you strive for things in life, and especially in career, sometimes it can take some of the things that are very precious to you, and it can take that away.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder that you need to balance things and try to keep both of things.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was unemployed, I was so stressed and I felt that I'm not a real man, quote, end of quote.
Yeah.
And it was also putting conflicts in my private life.
Yeah. It puts, I think, especially in, me, I'm French, so it's a different culture and it's way more modern, so we don't really have this man thing, but I'm more from a traditional culture, and so it's maybe something that is closer to the Polish culture. So I could really feel as a man, it's difficult not to feel that you matter and that you have a position in society.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not Swedish, so I don't like to be unemployed, even though we have like social money. Yeah. When you're unemployed, it's not much, but I don't like to
just be dependent.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to do stuff, but I remember when I was unemployed, I did so much content.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I was even more busy than when now I have a job, full-time job as
That's
an
what happened
accountant.
to me. That's how we met, actually.
Mm?
It's because I had so much time that I
Exactly.
decided to develop this part of my
Yeah,
life.
I had so much ideas, and now I think like, oh shit, this job is actually taking all my time, and it's
Yeah.
not into menswear because your job will be still in menswear.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah, it will be. But coming from an artistic industry, I can tell you that this makes you quickly feel that you're a bit outcast of society, and that's also put a lot of pressure on you as a man.
That you were unemployed.
Yeah, but because when you are an artist, you never know when you're going to be employed. You
Mhm.
never know when you're going to get a gig, and you're
Mhm.
always running for the next thing
Exactly.
and putting on the side your own project, and then it's a vicious cycle. But yeah, it would be for another full podcast.
Mhm.
what
I think-
about? No, but I didn't want to take too much time on this,
Mhm.
and I wanted to maybe get to know what is your positive and negative thing that happened to you.
I mean, I didn't have so much negative stuff. Maybe the stress with preparing, organizing the pop-up store
Oh, yeah.
in Stockholm, and I was stressed that nobody will come. But a lot of people came. You came.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was crowded.
Yeah, because we need to remind people that you started your own brand.
Yeah,
And
Scolare.
that you made your first pop-up store just
Exactly.
recently, and that was a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. Even the shirts were not prepared because I had just a lot of prototypes.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was a bit late with winter collection, and now I'm just focusing on the summer collection. And I took a look on some fabrics because one lady that is agent for a lot of fabric makers,
Mm-hmm.
mills in Italy, she had something like a pop-up as well in Stockholm.
Okay.
So I took a look on some Portuguese fabrics that are good quality price ratio, and I actually found something for summer collection.
But this is very interesting actually, and I think we could almost talk about it a bit more in another podcast, because you are starting a brand, and
Exactly.
it's a big deal. I mean, I followed a lot of influencers and a lot of people, and they had this journey at some point, some of them.
Yeah.
And you only see part of it. You only understand part of it, and it's what is seen through the website, the events, and all. But I think there's an entrepreneurial aspect of it that is also very fascinating. And I don't know if people are receptive to this, but I think it would be interesting maybe to dedicate part of a podcast on this.
Yeah, I thought that it will be just easy because you just order the fabrics, you order the shirts, but even to choose the right fabrics,
Yeah.
it's difficult because I would like those shirts to be popping out,
Yeah.
to be like something different, but people are actually buying those boring colors. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe not boring, but just safe colors.
Safe color. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, people are used. I mean, I think it's the way it's marketed by all brands, and then people tend to just go for the safe solution.
Yeah.
And also because if you buy not such a good quality white shirt, let's say, then you will have to change it every year, and then you go always for the safe thing, the white, just normal shirt.
So yeah, I sold a lot of black and browns.
Yeah. But you're still trying to make colors that pops out a bit.
So I found some yellows in my summer collection. Was actually the yellow was quite popular, but among influencers.
That's something else.
But I still need customers. But it's developing, and the journey. I like the journey.
I
It's
think it'd
it's
be
not
very
it's not
interesting to
it's
talk
not
about.
just about money, because otherwise I could just be selling something from like drop shipping, Amazon, like
Yeah, exactly.
like small gadgets. Yeah, okay, so that was it. I think the positive stuff was that the pop-up was quite successful. A lot of content, a lot of people came. Yeah. So I think the next one will be even better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this.
So we're planning something in January.
Nice.
Yeah. But the core of today's episode is that we would like to discuss: do we dress up for ourselves or for others?
Yeah, very good question, actually.
Yeah.
we tend to forget about these things. We question ourselves when we dress up, when we are interested in this, when we are teens and things like this. And then it becomes an habit, and we don't really think about it anymore.
But I think when I was a teen, I was not dressing up. I was maybe dressing up on special occasions, and I still remember that I was actually always the best dressed one at school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just liked it, but because a lot of guys just went for like something safe, something boring. I was always like choosing what is fashionable back then.
Yeah. No, there's already a lot of pressure when you are a teen on how you should dress, even if it's quite boring stuff. It's still the pair of jeans that everyone has, or it's the pair of shoes.
Like I noticed that a lot of Swedish teens, they look the same.
Yeah.
Even yesterday I was passing by a barber shop, and a guy was cutting a teenager hair, and I was like, "Oh, Sarah, look, this guy just came in and told the barber, I want the typical Östermalm rich teen hairstyle. Say no more."
Say no more, fun. Yeah, that's true. But it's I think I was listening to a French influencer recently. A guy that I've been knowing for quite some time. Actually, his name is Jordan, like me, Jordan Morin, and his name on social media is menswear, please. And this guy was making a little video, and I think it was quite deep. Actually, he was talking about this, about dressing up for yourself or dressing up for the others, and he was saying something that I struck me at this moment. I was like, oh yeah, that's not wrong. And he was saying, do you realize that when you dress up, even when you dress up, you still dress for the look of the others, and maybe with time you will
catch the looks of the others,
but also not to frighten them. Not to impose yourself too much. And when you are in a work environment, which is something that you also know, sometimes you feel, am I gonna take this pop of color? Am I gonna put this tie because it's maybe a bit too much, and people,
especially in Sweden.
Yeah, exactly. And there's this influences you, and you don't realize it. But with time, and then you wake up and you like, oh yeah, that's true. I don't really dress up anymore for myself. I dress up more and more for the people around me, because I get tired about this.
When I was living, because I lived in 4 years in a small town in Sweden, Sävsjö. And there is something, I don't know if you heard about it, jantelagen, jante law, that you can't stick out. You can't think that you are better. It's Scandinavian, Nordic thing.
Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And there in a small town, even my ex-wife, because I'm divorced, my ex-wife used to say that you can't be too well dressed, because they will think that you think that you're better than them. When I was meeting family, and I was like, I have so nice suits, bespoke, green, cotton, double-breasted suits, and like, so you're saying that I can wear them just to take pictures, and then I need to change to something like softer?
Yeah, exactly.
But in Stockholm is different.
Yeah. There's way more freedom, and there's I think that people outside Stockholm are more direct and more welcoming, but also they are more keen to tell you, okay, this is a bit weird, or to point things at you
in
like
Stockholm,
this.
You can be in pajamas.
Yeah, exactly. But if people disapprove, they will just look the other way around.
Yeah, I love it, because it's easier to make content.
Yeah.
You can just talk to the camera, and people are just minding their own business. In Warsaw, it's different. It's changing right now, because there are a lot of influencers, even from Ukraine. A lot of.
Okay.
More streetwear. People are still like kind of bold, because Polish people are bold. They're gonna ask. And even when I was in Florence at PT Uomo, the menswear fair, a Polish guy asked us why we are so dressed. And I was, dude, you are in like shorts and t-shirt, like on a, I don't know, like just mind your own business. Yeah. Because it was not in a nice way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't directly translate it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was like we were not dressed. We were wearing disguise or something. Like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
we were dressed as a, I don't know, chicken. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but I feel you. So I spent some years in Montpellier. It's in town in south of France, and it's typical student city. So it's quite vivid. Lot of youth. Everyone is dressed up the same way. Pair of shorts, t-shirt, and just normal tennis shoes. You know.
Just boring.
Super boring.
It's just
And
like teenagers
it's like
here.
yeah, exactly. But they keep dressing like this until they are 25 and plus, and I'm like, okay, but
Because
that's
you
impossible.
need to you need to be you need to have self-confidence.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I lacked that, and now when I moved to Stockholm, I just started to wear even cowboy hats sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's too much. When I was in my dating phase,
Yeah.
I thought that okay, I can't wear my suit on a date. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because
right. That's a good
it
point.
will scare somebody.
That's a very good point. Actually, how you should dress when you are going on a date.
Maybe it's a good idea for a podcast.
Yeah, that's also a very good point, and I think we could share some experience because that's also always been a conundrum for me. I'm like, what should I wear? Should I overdress? Should I? Well, there's this French Parisian thing because I was living in Paris for quite some time, and so I got used to this, Parisian chic, and that is a bit in between. And usually, for me, the trick was just you put on a nice pair of high waist trousers, and then you make something more comfortable. You can even wear it with the Vans or with to balance things out. So but still smart because
it's like cocktail, maybe something. If it's a suit, maybe with a turtleneck.
Exactly. So it's a nice in between because it's. I don't think most men dress up like this anymore. And if you just meet a woman for the first time, she might find that she might have
that it's too much.
A wrong
that you're weird.
Yeah, a wrong perception of you, and then you waste more time to explain who you are.
Exactly. But actually, when I was dating, a lot of girls thought that I'm cocky because of my Instagram profile. Yeah,
that's also a good point. Our image, what we bring to the others,
Even my partner Sarah, she thought that I don't know if I'm gonna meet this guy, but I called her once. We talked, and she understood that it's just my hobby because she also has hobbies. So we are quite similar, but a lot of women, girls, they told me that this guy, and they were not even interested in getting to know me.
Yeah. But that's a good point. I think first of all, I think that people that are in the influencer world that have a real job, let's say, if I may say, in real life, are completely different personalities than people that are only doing this. First of all,
I have a regular job as well.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps you more grounded to the actual reality of how people live, because living in the influence world can be very nice, very passionate, and very interesting, but it's not very real. It can.
No. I just wanted to add that it's just something, I don't know, very different.
Yeah, exactly. And you might lose touch with the reality of what people are.
But
actually.
Still, when I'm at my regular job as an accountant and I talk about my influencer stuff, they're like, okay, but I don't even know how to to answer. Yeah, I'm doing this or that, and I'm going there.
But there's an image that we present ourselves with on social media. And it's a bit the same thing I was talking about with the fact that you are building a brand. And there's always the entrepreneurial aspect that is behind that is super interesting and would be interesting to discuss. And it's very interesting to get to know someone through something different. For example, this podcast. Then you realize, okay, this person is absolutely not the way I was imagining.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not that the influencer just go everywhere and gets everything for free. But I wanted to even to add that we can give an example here in Stockholm. People are dressing up a bit
Yeah.
more than, for example, in Warsaw. I mean, guys, because girls or women are actually more dressed up in Warsaw, in Poland. And as your girlfriend, she's Ukrainian,
Yeah.
and she's also wearing high heels
Yeah.
on a daily basis. And here in Sweden, girls sometimes they wear pretty neat outfits, but then they tend to wear sneakers.
Yeah. It's completely different perception, and I think she could have her own podcast to discuss those things, and she would shock a lot of people because there's really a clash of culture, I would say, in this perception of femininity.
But it's
due from femininity, what a woman should do. Even saying this, what a woman should do, is controversial.
But it's also funny how, for example, here guys, a lot of tourists say that Swedish guys are so handsome and so well dressed.
Yeah.
And when you go to Ukraine, girls are pretty and well dressed, but guys are.
Really? Okay. But that's what I felt when I arrived in Stockholm, and that's what made me also confident in staying here, is that compared to Paris, because that was the last city where I was living, people were dressing up so much better, male. In France, you might think, okay, people are dressing up, it's the city of I don't know, haute couture, but that's a thing that is long gone. Actually,
is it more streetwear then?
It's way more streetwear, but also there's a lot of social disparity. So most of people, they are not so rich, and they dress up with streetwear or just random things. Actually, just they are part of the gray environment more and more, and you don't find that in Stockholm, especially the center of Stockholm. Of course, also in Stockholm you have very different areas, but for sure people dress up better, because even in France, when people dress up, they don't dress up with the right clothes. You can tell that it's not really adjusted, or it's just boring gray. It's just here they have better fabrics, they have better cuts, they have
and
better
they
shapes.
know about clothes a lot.
They know how to dress up. They know how
they know
look
what are loafers are, opera pumps. They know some fabrics. They don't know so much, few of them, but they know the basics.
Yeah, exactly. They have their basics, and you can tell. It's a bit like in lots of parts of Italy, It's like in the DNA, sort of.
But it's also just in Stockholm.
Yeah.
I lived in a small town, and there people wore black suits with white socks.
Okay, yeah.
And it was not the menswear white socks like Michael Jackson. Tennis socks, proper. But I mean, they are dressing up, but it's still safe. It's those like beige, gray, blacks, sometimes denim, no colors. Even in the summer. So good quality stuff. A lot of brands, even Scandinavian brands, menswear brands, they are just they have a lot of palette of beiges in the collection.
Yeah, it's very the safe Swedish way, with toning down things, minimalistic, well made but minimalistic, which is fine by me, because at least the basis is here. But that's true that they could always go further, but that's not really in the Swedish personality. You cannot get everything. You have the safety, you have the good quality of clothing, you have the good attitude also, because people have good attitude. But then, yes, they are a bit. They are not very
flamboyant. They don't want them. Yeah. We know some Swedes that are. All at pity, but the most of them are toning down. And I understand that not everybody wants to be, I don't know, PT peacock on the street.
I'm a bit tired of this, to be honest. I don't like extremes, I get tired of extremes. I remember when I was a teen, I was going to university, and sometimes I was wearing a suit. I was a teen, so I was like 18. Everyone was looking at me like I'm a crazy person. They were almost scared of me, but they were like, okay, this guy is someone. He's so confident about wearing this Zara suit. But I was trying to step out, but in a different way, because I was just acting normally about it. But I was not trying to be a peacock, but still I was trying to step out. But I'm thinking there's a limit to this. You make tests, you try on things, and then you are a grown up. So there's a limit to how much you want attention on you, you know.
No, sometimes I like attention. Sometimes I
That's
am
good.
an attention whore.
Yeah, but we all are a bit, you know. But I think like we need to. I mean, there's a limit to this, you know. Sometimes, yes, it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to put on your best suit and to show yourself and to say, okay, well, there was. I remember there was this. My mother always told me when she was doing a lawyer school. She was there was a guy that was always wearing a bubu. He was from Africa, and a bubu. It's a traditional African outfit, you know. It's like almost like a dress. It's a
but
piece
because
outfit.
I think they have different names in different countries.
Yeah, most likely. But this guy,
It's in Nigeria as agbada.
Okay. This guy in the most difficult days, he was wearing the most flamboyant bubu, and my mom was like, "Why are you wearing such a flamboyant?" He was saying, "Well, when a day is very bad, I try to compensate by bringing out something, and I wear my most flamboyant clothing." And I think there's a good attitude about this, you know.
But do you know the culture of sapeur?
No.
In Congo.
Les sapeurs. Yeah, les sapeurs. Yeah, there's a lot in Paris actually. They are very funny.
yeah. So sapeur are guys from Congo, Congolese guys wearing very flamboyant suits.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of poor areas in Congo.
Yeah.
And they just want to add a color to their life.
Yeah. And they also have a very flamboyant attitude. You know, they are very cocky, but not in a disrespectful way. You know, they try to add joy a bit, you know, to the environment, and this is actually very nice. I find that very. I mean, in terms of menswear, I don't really find myself at all.
No.
But in terms of attitude,
I mean,
yes,
they're playing
100%.
with fashion. Yeah, that's the point of it. I don't hate even PT peacocks.
No, that's a certain crowd.
I just don't like those that they try too much.
Yeah. But me, what I dislike is emptiness. Is when people are fake.
Yeah, when they are just dressing up just for pity, and it's so fake.
Exactly. If you're a peacock in your life, okay, well, fine by me. You know, I can accept this. It's your personality. Well, I cannot.
Exactly.
We are lucky enough to live in countries where you can accept a lot of things. You know, so good. You have the freedom of doing this, but. It's not that I'm gonna do anything wrong to someone that is just an occasional peacock, but it's just that I don't really respect this attitude.
Just be yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Be yourself. Don't be fake. I mean, what's the point? Life is short. Be yourself, you know?
And I heard about sapeurs from my girlfriend. She's Congolese.
Yeah.
So, some of her uncles are sapeurs. And
okay.
It's cool.
Interesting.
It's funny. It's funny. I met one just sapeur, and it was a girl. Arlene at PT.
Okay.
She called herself sapeur.
Okay, well,
she's from Paris.
Yeah. That would be worth it to. You're gonna be in PT, and I know that you are decided to maybe take a mic with you and talk to those people. I think it would be very interesting to have this kind of people talking about how they see things.
I will do some interviews.
Great.
Yeah, so we were also talking about this dressing up and wearing a suit, and you know, sometimes I have just days that I want to be dressed up. I just want to catch the looks of others. But a lot of people, they are wearing suits, and I feel like those suits are wearing them, not those people are wearing the suits.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I think that's what's sad about it, is that you and I think we have some kind of attachment to what we are wearing, you know? And so when we wear a nice suit, we don't feel good only because it has an impact on people, but also because it refers to good moments, you know, to good time, or to moments where we were feeling good in this particular outfit or suit. So it reminds us.
The outfit is on point.
Yeah,
it's not always, guys. It's not always like that. Sometimes I wear some outfit and I'm like, oh no, I want to go home and just change my clothes.
Yeah, but you have the strength and the courage to go for it. You know, that's not easy. I don't do that so much anymore, to be honest.
Like what?
But to wear something and then on the midway say, Not sure about it.
No.
It happened to me sometimes, and I realize now that I don't really have the courage anymore to wear this pair of pants, and I should actually. You know, I had some pair of green flannel pants, and it was an army supply thing, and I reshaped it, and I was happy with it, and I was like, nice, cool. And then I'm like, I'm not sure anymore about it.
No, I know. Like once I bought red shoes, whole cut, hand painted patina shoes, and like I don't have any occasion to even wear it. So I just sold them. Now I would wear them just to have them. I could actually just put them on my shelf and just look at them because they were so pretty.
I know that this brand Colincourt in Paris, shoe brand, are making marvelous shoes and marvelous patinas. And I never really dared to go towards patinas, but I think that it's also the subtlety of the patina. You know, some are more flamboyant, like we were talking, and more difficult to wear on any occasion, but some are very discreet, you know, so it's still...
The issue is that then a Polish guy, his name is Andrzej Olender, did shine on Instagram, but his account is not active anymore. He closed his account, he stopped painting shoes, and now I actually want to just gather some people that are interested and just talk with him, maybe to start over.
Yeah, that would be nice. I was following, so there's this very big influencer in France. He's more than an influencer. A very knowledgeable person is Hugo Jacomet from Parisian Gentleman, and he was pushing a bit...
Okay, yeah, I know them.
Yeah,
the couple.
Yeah, exactly. With his wife also, they are making a lot of content towards this, but it's more than content. It's very knowledgeable, and I think they are also making content in English actually. So for anyone interested in this
podcast
area, they should definitely take a look at it. It's I think it's called Sartorial Talks.
Exactly, and I can maybe pronounce it more in English. It's Hugo Jacomet.
Yeah, exactly. He is French. He talks in English, but he has even better accent than me. So no worries, guys. And he was making some videos also about patin makers, and we have excellent patin makers in France, and it's something that is becoming a bit big again. We have some brands that are pushing this and those services in house. So maybe it's something that will slowly come back, you know, but not in the right way, the craftsman way. I think it's the best way to introduce something and reintroduce a trend. It's to go towards a tradition, to remember where it's coming from, and then it has a genuine path, and then people can really appreciate it and then wear it again.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would like to have hand painted shoes, but maybe I need to talk with my friend. Okay, so I think it's a wrap, and the last part is that we want to talk about some Instagram, or not maybe Instagram, just other creators that we can recommend. And for me, it's classical nonchalance. Clea, who she is French from Lyon.
She's excellent.
Yeah, we made some Instagram lives 2 times, and we were roasting others' outfits. Yeah, so she is talking about some rules in menswear, even though she's a girl, but she wears menswear clothes in a funny way. Yeah, so check out Classical Nonchalance.
Yeah, she's very funny. I think it's a very nice approach. It's a very nice way to introduce a new crowd and younger crowd to those rules.
Exactly.
But in a laid back way, you know, in a funny way, and also to realize that sometimes it's silly.
All those rules are actually so silly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, check out her reels.
I have someone also. I'm going a bit out of bounds with my suggestions. I'm in my series, you know, you don't really know if you look at them because it's menswear or just because it's just nice to watch. And I
on your Instagram profile, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it's an Instagram profile. It's the guy is called Wisdom, so it's WISDM.
So Wisdom without O.
Yes, exactly. And it's an American creator. He's a bit toward fashion, although especially recently, has been talking about menswear, and he made a nice video explaining how the suit is the high heels and red lipstick of men.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite funny, but he is very knowledgeable and very excellent stylist. And I think it's interesting to someone, even if we are in tailoring menswear,
Mm-hmm.
not to forget what is going,
Yeah, the cool
what is
part
happening.
of it, the high fashion part
What
of
is
it.
happening in fashion, and maybe get inspired by it. Because yes, you cannot really mix streetwear, or it's quite difficult to. Sorry, it's I have something a clock going on. No, it's a bit difficult to get inspired by streetwear when you are in tailoring. It's very difficult to mix two worlds, but I think it's good sometimes to find ideas, because there's a lot of things going
Yeah,
in
and
the
he's
fashion.
talking even about some history of menswear.
Yeah, exactly.
Showing.
Yeah, exactly where it's coming from and how to reintroduce things. So it can be nice inspiration, I think.
Yeah, so I have talking about history of menswear, so I can also recommend a book. I just need to take a look. What's the title of the book? I bought it, and it's on my shelf. Wait a minute, guys. Fashioning Masculinities.
Oh,
It's
okay.
about how menswear changed during the years. A lot of illustrations, pictures. Very interesting book to have even on the shelf, and I haven't read it yet, so it's like a decoration right now. But I just browsed it, so I totally can recommend it.
Okay, nice. Well, I will keep. I have some books recommendation, but I will keep them for
Mm?
another
Next
podcast.
time. Yeah, okay. So that's a wrap, and hear you later, another time, guys. Bye, ciao.
Ciao.